All right, guys, we made it. It's the end of the year. I wanted to give you guys my top 23 pickups for 2023, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. We'll start off number 23 spot. It goes to the No Two Ways Mocha colorway, and this is a brand from Collex, a YouTuber, and basically they created this really dope colorway of one of their models, and I really dig it. And it was like my favorite one for sure of all of the ones that they've sent me. They sent me a ton of different colorways, and shout out to those guys for always including me in the releases and stuff. Sometimes I show you guys them, sometimes I don't, but this one specifically, I was like, this is fire. Definitely a really smooth colorway. The browns and the whites, it's definitely like a mocha sort of vibe to it, and really great execution. Number 22 on the list goes to Puma, and this is the Mellow 2 Rick and Morty colorway. It's the one that I saw, and I really like this colorway. I missed the first version of it. The second version was really crazy, and I like the look of it, the custom box. Mellow's been doing a lot of good things with Puma, and the releases have been great. The Mellow 3 is out now too. I actually haven't got those ones yet, but I'm assuming they're going to do a Rick and Morty third version as well. Any which way, I don't work with Puma. I wish I did. Some of the stuff that they're creating is pretty rad. And maybe if somebody works at Puma, reach out, because I'd love to work with you guys. 22 spot, I really like this colorway, and I love the mismatched look of it as well. And speaking of mismatch, we have the 21 spot on the countdown. That goes to Iotic and the Malice and the Palace inspired pair of sneakers that they created. I never ever would have thought that there would have been a sneaker themed pack out of the Malice and the Palace incident that happened years and years ago. I covered this release in a different video if you guys want to go check that video out. It didn't get a lot of rotation, but I think it was a pretty well done video explaining the history of the Malice and the Palace. Any which way, you have the Indiana Pacers themed shoe, and then you have the Detroit Pistons themed shoe. And you know there was some things that went down that caused the correlation between those two sneakers. The execution was excellent. Just all of the extra details that Iotic puts in their products is amazing. It's a little bit expensive, but worth it if you get them in hand, in my opinion. And it was a really wild and crazy release, and I can't wait to see what they have in the future. Number 20 spot on the countdown goes to the Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG Palomino colorway. This one, I really like the brown and black colorway of the Air Jordan 1. I have the Travis Scott ones, highs and lows, as well as the Mocha ones, but this is a great compliment to all of those. And like I said, I'm not just one of those people that like the shoe because it was a Travis Scott shoe. I truly like brown Jordans and stuff, and I think that the execution on this one was done quite well, except for the name. Again, Palomino, I didn't really understand because that's kind of a lighter color typically, but at the end of the day, really solid colorway, and I really enjoy that one, and I keep coming back to it, so definitely a top contender in my countdown. So the number 19 spot on the countdown goes to the Air Jordan 11 DMP or Gratitude pair that ended up releasing this year. It completes my 6 and 11 pack that I wanted years and years ago from the original DMP pack. Yes, this is not the original, but the Air Jordan 11 Gratitude is a super clean colorway. Yes, I have Concords already, but this one is super wearable. Not having any purple in the shoe makes it so you can really rock it with pretty much any colors since it's black and white. Kind of in that original theming, and I dig it, and I'm happy that I got one pair. I didn't even try for a double up of those this year. I could have easily probably got a double up, but I'm happy to get one, and so that is why they're number 19. Number 18 on my countdown goes to the Adidas Ultra Boost Lite. This is a shoe that I absolutely love. It's one that I have 5 different versions of, including a Gore-Tex version, a cold ready version, the Y3 version, a parlay version, and then the regular version, and they're amazing. Like, it's a super comfortable shoe. It's one that has more of a firm midsole, but some nice bounce there as well, where you feel like you're gonna be able to wear these for all purposes. And my favorite version of them is actually the cold ready version, because it's warmer on feet for one, wintertime right now, perfect, but also it has a detached tongue and you can actually just slide them on and go. Highly recommended if you guys haven't tried them. They're really great. One that resonates, probably a top 10 contender, honestly, but it's a little bit lower on my countdown. Number 18 spot. I think that it's overlooked because it's an everyday pair of sneakers. There's nothing really too special about it. They have a million colorways, and I've posted them as low as $67 on sale when they're available. So if you don't follow me on Twitter and Instagram, follow me over there because I always post all the deals as well. Anyway, number 18 spot. Number 17 spot is going to go to the Bape Forum Low. This is a really clean colorway. I love the Forum Low already, but the Bape version is super nice. The color blocking is great. You have that Bape camo. The box is premium. That was another one of those ones where I was like, it has to be in the top 23. It's a super good one. I just try to figure out where it went ranking wise, but it's a really solid one. If anybody has the Bapes, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think about them as well. I don't think that the release got a ton of shine when it dropped, but it's one that they definitely delivered on, in my opinion. So the number 16 spot goes to the Crenshaw Dunks, and I'm an older dude. I don't know necessarily all of the micro brands out there, but this release was really dope. And then when I started to like unearth all of the layers of what this release was, I was like really appreciative of the drop. Plus Toby from Crenshaw Skate Club, like he actually knew who I was. He's watched my videos in the past. I was like blown away because I reached out to him on DM, asking him for details on his shoe, and he was super, super humble. And the fact that he's just so elevated for his age was just really rad. Anyway, very good theme. Lots of hidden details on the shoe as well. And really, really appreciate that one. And as a runner-up in the dunk category, I would say the red panda dunks as well. Absolutely love that one. It was one of those ones where I was like, yeah, panda dunk fatigue is in. Red pandas though, love the look of them, and I got a pair of them, and I'm super glad that I got one because it's a really, really clean colorway. Number 15 spot, we have the Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG Royal Reimagined, and I think this colorway is still sitting in a full size run for anybody looking. But it's a great colorway, it's good materials. Honestly, I feel like the reimagined vibe of like an original color blocking with different materials is something that is underappreciated at this point, which is also why I would put the satin breads in the same exact category in the number 16 spot, because it's a great color blocking, a traditional color blocking done with different materials, and I think that throws some people off a little bit. They just rather have the OGs, but I'm somebody that's been here for quite a while now, and I have like the other colorways as well in like the original color blockings in the intended materials as well. So it's kind of fun that they're kind of reinventing it and making something a little bit different. And if you don't have the option to get the last retro of the breads or the last retro of the Royals, you're newer to the game, you have kids, whatever, get them the Royal Reimagined. I think it's a great color blocking, and honestly, the materials are really good on that as well. Number 14 spot on the countdown goes to the Fog 1 basketball sneakers. I think that these look really, really good. The packaging is excellent. The price point is definitely elevated a little bit too much for some people. I did get a true to size one, a 9.5. I ended up returning it, and then I got the other one from Fog's website in a size 10, and they fit me perfect. I feel like they were available. Some people skipped it. Some people saw the opportunity and liked the fact that you could actually just buy them after the original release. But it's the first version of something that I think that can be really big for Adidas. I didn't like the Adidas slides as much. I thought that was more of a cash grab because honestly, it's just the Adidas slide with a little bit elevated materials and Fog branding. The Fog 1 basketball is a completely ground up build, and I really dig what they actually ended up creating. So number 13 spot on the list goes to the New Balance Stone Island CS1, I believe it's called. This model was crazy looking. The fact that it was the one of a kind, like New Balance fuel cell model, I haven't seen this model actually released directly with New Balance. They collaborated and made just a ridiculously sized midsole with fuel cell, crazy, crazy cushy, and just the overall execution of that model I think was super dope. Yes, again, that one was super expensive, but I love it when they create something like cutting edge technology, but also within collaboration with like Stone Island. I think that was a super win, and I really, really like this one. And in that shared space, like a runner-up, I would say the New Balance Fuel Cell Super Comp Trainer 2s, one of my favorite top 3 comfort sneakers of the year, but overall picks like for the other sneakers that I have on this list, you'll see why, but I just fell a little bit lower down on the list because there's just so many other pairs that I really, really appreciated, although those ones are mad comfortable and absolutely love those as well. So the number 12 spot goes to the Kith Marvel collaboration with Asics Gel Lite 3s. I think these are pretty incredible, and the rollout was really dope. I love the fact that you had the little slabs that came with it. You had the chase for the golds and the 101s of the cards, as well as just the mystery packaging of not knowing which pair you were going to get. I got a pair that I liked, but I didn't get the main chase, unfortunately. Any which way, it was still fun to be able to get a pair. But awesome collaboration with the X-Men inspired look to the box, the shoes, the execution was great. I wish they would have used Gel Lite 5s. Personally, that's my favorite model out of the 3s and the 5s, but they did a great job on the execution of those. So the number 11 spot on the countdown is going to be Kith one more time, and that's going to be the 993 Spring 101 colorway. And now this one, the resale on this one's like $400 or $500. I honestly have no idea why. I love the colorway though, and I think that it probably didn't get a wider release, which is why the resale on this one is so high. But a 993 from Kith is always welcome. They had a whole bunch of New Balance collaborations though that are super fire in my opinion that didn't make the list, but some really, really good ones as well. So breaking into my top 10 for the year, this is a weird one, probably nobody else's top 10, but one I absolutely love. The Adidas Trix Free Hiker Low Gore-Tex. I've talked about this shoe a lot. I posted on sale as low as like 80 bucks or something like that, but it is a beast and it is a really, really nice pair of sneakers. And the fact that they made a low top version of a Trix Free Hiker finally, I've been waiting probably 3 or 4 years for something like this. I really, really like this one. It's waterproof as well with the Gore-Tex on it. So it's really good for the fall and winter time for myself, but the execution on this one is really, really good. And if I'm going to have one sneaker boot that's like a low top version, like this is the one that I'm going with. It's heavy duty enough. It has Adidas Boost in the midsole, but the Gore-Tex on the upper make this thing a really, really solid choice. I also do have 2 or 3 other versions that are excellent of this model, but the low top version just makes the countdown because it's so much easier for me to put on and just get going. So the number 9 spot on this list is going to go to the Nike Air Max Plus 25-year anniversary. The colorway is just crazy, and I love the original colorways, and this one takes like that inspiration from the originals, but also puts its own twist to it. The two-tone colors of the upper is really, really dope as well. It has like a special box with it also, and It's just one of those ones I think is just really, really good. Yes, does it make me feel old? Of course. 25 years in the making for this one, but it is a really, really good one, and I absolutely love the color blocking. From first images to putting them on feet, I don't know if you guys can relate to that feeling, drop a like on the video, but like there's no better feeling than seeing a pair in picture and go, dude, that looks fire, and then getting them in hand and seeing them and you go, yo, these are exactly what I anticipated. And then putting it on feet, and you just give yourself the headline. You're like, yeah, this is dope. Like, that's the way I felt as soon as I got them on feet. And I don't know, it was a great feeling. Number 8 on my favorite pickups this year is going to go to the New Balance Fresh Foam X 1080 V13. This is a newer pair that released towards the end of the year, and yes, it's not the most attractive looking shoe to some people. I dig the look of it, but on feet, these things are goated, man. They're so good. The Fresh Foam X is unbelievably soft. It's just a very wearable pair of sneakers. If you're looking for a true comfort pair, these things are them. And also for those wide feet gang people out there that need that wide feet action, you can get these in wide and extra wide, but they're extremely comfortable on feet. Very, very nice. Running shoes primarily, but unbelievably good for a vacation in my opinion. Next time I go to Vegas or walking around a lot, I'm definitely going to be bringing these. If you've tried the 1080 V10, 11, 12, like I have in the past, these ones are definitely way softer on feet than the predecessors. So the number 7 spot on my list is going to go to the Spiderverse Air Jordan 1 highs. Yeah, this one didn't have as much buzz as the original one, but I really like this one. And part of it is just a Family Guy in me. I watched the movie with my kids, and I got my son and my daughter both a pair of these shoes as well as myself, so we can all wear them, which is super rad. Like, it feels really cool to be able to actually all have the same sneakers. I don't know why, it just feels nice. And something that's relatable and family friendly enough for us that we can enjoy. Plus it's just rad looking in my opinion. And glow in the dark outsoles, I think that they did a really killer job on it, and I'm happy to have obtained a pair. And as a runner up, I would say the Adidas Miles Morales 40 mids are actually pretty awesome as well. Those ones are not themed after the movie, but they're themed after the video game on PS5, which my son finally got. Although his game is glitched, like he's fighting a lizard boss and it just keeps on glitching over and over again when he dies. Like, he can't like restart the game. It's just super weird. Anyway, hopefully they fix that. Number 6 on my countdown goes to an unassuming pair of New Balance, not the top collaborator of the list, but one that I was like, dude, this one is crazy. And I'm speaking about the 990 V3 DTLR grayscale colorway. Some people might not even know this one released. I was one of those people that was like, wait, I didn't even know that was a collaboration, and that ended up dropping. And then people kept asking me if I was going to review it. Luckily, I caught a restock of them. I got them in hand, and I was like, man, this is one of the best color blockings for a 990 series sneaker, like pretty much for me all year. Like, it's really, really good, which is why this collab actually takes its place in the countdown over the New Balance Joe Freshgood 990 V4s even. And for me, it's just color blocking. The color blocking wins it because it was so simple and beautiful and like done in a really, really nice way. All right, so we're making it to the top 5. This one's gonna be like a personal one for me. Now, this is a Nike by You pack that I made. I made an Optimus theme and I made a Megatron theme, and I've been wearing them mismatched, and I'm like super geeked up about how it actually comes together. I think that they look really good. Personally, as a fan of Transformers and Optimus Prime, I have lots of Optimus themes in my room, as well as like some Megatrons as well, just because, you know, the ultimate good versus evil sort of thing. So when I made this pack, I've been waiting years for like the perfect combination of like a color blocking of a Nike Dunk specifically to be able to make this Optimus. And I think I nailed it, which is like something humble brag, I guess. I just really, really love the end results of this one. Now, the previous year I made an Air Max 90 themed after Optimus Prime. I think that was pretty good as well, but I like this pack a lot better. Also, as a runner-up, has to go to my Maddie Dunks. Maddie, actually, my daughter, she's 5 now. She literally just created this Nike Dunk color blocking, and she went through and just picked out all the colors she liked. And I think that she made an unbelievably awesome pair. I've actually worn those Maddie Dunks more than the Optimus Dunks. They're so good. So another runner-up for this spot. But that combined is my number 5 spot for the year. The number 4 spot is going to go to the Air Jordan 5 A Ma Maniére collaboration, Dusk versus Dawn. I love both of these. They're both in this countdown. I like the black colorway more, I think. To be honest, the materials are not as premium as some of the other collaborations from them, but the overall color blocking and design elements of the shoe, and the thin collars and everything else, I think they did a really good job. And I've been a pretty big fan of the Air Jordan 5 from the beginning, and I think that they did a better job on the 5s than even the 4s, to be quite honest. And I'm happy to say that I have like pretty much all of them except for one pair of the A Ma Manières in the blue colorway, the ships, I believe. But anyway, they did a great job on them, and definitely one of the top contenders for my list this year. Number 3, you can't really go anywhere else other than the reimagined Air Jordan 3 white cement colorway. This one, it's pretty much on the top of everybody's list in some form or another, which is pretty crazy because it's another retro of the same colorway over and over again. They just did a really good job executing this one and giving it kind of the OG feel. And for somebody that's had quite a few pairs of the white cements in the past, like, I'm like, this is still really, really good. And anytime you get like a white cement, or I don't know, it's just fire. It's just so good in hand. and the color blocking, the model, the shape, the cut. I just love the Air Jordan 3 model in general. And I think that Jordan Brand nailed this one specifically. I think I doubled up on that one even, but it's just a really, really good one. I couldn't have a top 10 list, a top 5 list without having that one in the top 3 at least. So number 3 spot. Which brings me to my number 2 spot, and it's going to be a weird one. People are going to be like, what? And it's going to be the 991 V2. And the reason why is because it's my favorite looking pair of New Balance sneakers in the 990 series to date. That beats out the 990 V3s, the 993s, the 990 V4s, the 990 V6s, the latest and greatest ones. I really like the UK version of the 991 V2s. I think that they look really, really good. The color blocking is great, and the fact that they added fuel cell to this midsole makes it kind of like the counterpart to the Made in the USA 990 V6s, which have fuel cell as well. But this one specifically, I just think it looks so good. Yes, the original colorway kind of sold out. I'm assuming it's not going to be limited, though. They'll end up releasing more of them. But for me, the color blocking is excellent. The build quality is there as well with super premium materials, but also just the overall comfort of the 991 V2 is really good because of that fuel cell, as I already mentioned. And for me, it's really like that perfect version of a New Balance sneaker that I'm just like, dude, like, I don't know. Yes, I know it's super expensive, but the model is so good. And for me, I just think it looks great on feet. So number 2 spot on my list, I know it's crazy. High accolades from myself, though, to New Balance on their job on the 991 V2s. I think they're excellent. All right, so we made it to the number 1 spot on the countdown. If you guys enjoyed the video, please drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you guys are new to my channel. So the number 1 spot for myself has to go to the Nike Dornbecker collection that I picked up this year. Now, I picked up about 5 different models. Specifically, I would say the number 1 would be the Air Jordan 3 done by Hugo. The Dornbecker collaboration, I think they did a great job. Seattle Seahawk colorway and stuff, it just looks really, really good, and I love the job. It was a pleasure meeting Hugo and discussing his sneakers with him. There's a handful of other Dornbecker sneakers that I picked up this year. Coley's DB Foam Posit 1 was excellent. And big shout out to the Coley's Nike designer that reached out and actually gifted me this crazy friends and family ball. Like, this is a basketball that was only created for the family, and they sent me one of the balls because they saw one of my videos on the review. Like, super, super blessed. Riddy also designed the Air Jordan 1 Low that released earlier in the year. Super awesome collab as well. I also can't forget the Vomero 5 done by Jaren. Amazing job on those ones as well. And I also picked up an older release, the Joey Bates Nike Dunk with the chicken on it. I really, really wanted those back in the day, and I missed out on them, and I ended up getting a pair of them on the open market. So the DB collection, near and dear to my heart, something that I've always appreciated, and the kids do an amazing job creating the sneakers, which is why these ones were like an easy number 1 for myself. Specifically, the Air Jordan 3 from Hugo, though, helps me complete that Jordan collection that I've wanted to keep on collecting, from the very first one from Sheridan's Air Jordan 2 years and years ago to now with the Air Jordan 3s, which is the second time they've actually retroed an Air Jordan 3. We still haven't seen an 11 yet. Maybe someday we will, but that reaches the end of the countdown, number 1 spot. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching. If you guys want to see my 10 regrets for the year, I do have 10 pickup regrets that I will be posting that video soon, so subscribe, check back to the channel. I also have my top 10 most comfortable sneakers video that's doing pretty well. If you guys haven't seen that one, definitely worth a look in my opinion as well. Hopefully you guys have a really good year this upcoming year. I appreciate y'all, everybody out there that watches the videos, uses any of my links to buy any of the sneakers that I talk about in the videos, directly supports my family and myself, lets me live my dream of working from home, doing YouTube and stuff while my kids are growing up. Much appreciate y'all. But have a good one. Hopefully we'll see you back on the channel for some more content soon. All right, peace guys.